If there is a man who lives in your head, who turns up in your thoughts while you are washing a dish or driving a road you have driven 1,000 times, I want to tell you what is happening on his side of it. Because something is happening. It is not nothing, and it is not your imagination. Most women assume that if he is not calling, he is not thinking. That is the single biggest misread of men I know of. And the truth is stranger than you would guess. A man can go 3 weeks without picking up the phone and still have you running underneath every hour of his day. The silence is not evidence of absence. Very often, it is evidence of the opposite. So I am going to give you 4 things that are happening inside a man while a woman is occupying his mind. You will learn why his memory of you ambushes him at the strangest moments instead of the quiet ones. You will learn about the conversations he holds with you that you never hear. You will learn what his body starts doing weeks before his mind will admit anything at all. And then the 4th one, the one almost no man will ever say out loud, which is the only one of the 4 that tells you whether what he feels is love or simply habit. Stay with me for that 4th one, because it answers the question you actually came here with. Starting with why a man's mind grips a woman in the first place. There is a piece of psychology from 1927 that explains more about men than almost anything written since. A researcher named Bluma Zygarnik noticed that waiters in a cafe could remember complicated orders perfectly while the meal was still being served, and then forgot them almost the instant the bill was paid. Finished business fell out of memory. Unfinished business stayed. We call it the Zygarnik effect, and it simply means the mind keeps an open file on anything it has not resolved. Now think about what that means for a man who has feelings he has not named or said or acted on. He has not resolved you. And because he has not resolved you, his mind cannot put you down. He is not choosing to think about you. His brain is holding an open file it does not know how to close, and it keeps handing him that file at moments he did not ask for. Here is the part that surprises women. Resolution is what closes the file, not distance. So a man who walked away without explaining himself, who never said the thing he meant to say, is carrying you further and longer than the man who said everything plainly and let it end. The unfinished ones are the ones that stay. It is the exact opposite of what most women fear, which is that his silence means he has moved on cleanly. There is research that backs this up in a way that shocks people. A team at Binghamton University surveyed more than 5,700 people across 96 countries about the end of relationships. Women reported more intense emotional pain in the beginning, higher highs of grief, more immediate devastation, but men, the study found, tend not to fully recover in the same way. Women grieve harder and then genuinely heal. Men often skip the grieving, feel less at first, and then carry it quietly for years without ever processing it. The pain does not go away. It just goes underground. So when you picture him, do not picture a man who feels nothing. Picture a man carrying something he has never once put into words. Now let me give you the 4 things. The first one is the ambush, and this is the one that women almost never guess correctly. You probably imagine that when he thinks of you, he is sitting somewhere quiet, in the evening, being reflective. That is how women often remember. It is not how he does. A man's memory of you does not arrive during quiet reflection. It arrives during ordinary tasks. He is filling the car with petrol. He is carrying something out to the bin. He is halfway through a hardware store looking for a particular screw, and you land on him with no warning at all. The reason is that his memory of you is stitched to actions in places rather than to feelings. A song, a road, the smell of a certain soap, the particular sound of a car door. Psychologists call these involuntary memories, the ones you do not summon and cannot refuse. He does not go looking for you, you arrive. Which means something important. He cannot control it and he cannot schedule it. A man can absolutely decide not to call you. No man alive can decide not to be ambushed in a hardware store. So the silence you are reading as indifference is running alongside a private experience he has no power over whatsoever. The second thing is the conversation you never hear. Men rehearse, almost all of them, almost constantly, and almost none of them will tell you. He holds entire conversations with you in his head. He explains himself. He says the thing he wishes he had said in the kitchen that night. He argues his case. He apologizes, sometimes beautifully, in a version of the conversation you will never be in the room for. And here's what makes it strange. The better the rehearsal goes, the less likely he is to call. He has already had the conversation. Some part of him feels it has happened. He has said it, you have understood, it went well, and the pressure that would have driven him to pick up the phone has quietly leaked away. I know how maddening that is. He is having a rich, ongoing relationship with a version of you in his mind, and you are sitting at home with a phone that does not ring. But do not miss what it tells you. A man does not rehearse for someone who does not matter. Nobody drafts a speech for a person they are indifferent to. The rehearsal is the proof. Let me give you a face for this, because I do not want to leave it as theory. A woman I will call Margaret, 61, had been seeing a man for about 5 months when he pulled back. Not cruelly, he just got shorter, then quieter, then mostly gone. 4 months of almost nothing. Margaret decided she had misread the entire thing and felt foolish about it, which is what most women do at that point. Then he called. And in that call, he said something that stopped her cold. He referred to a conversation about her father. A specific conversation with details in it that Margaret was completely certain they had never had. They had not. He had had it with her in his head sometime during those 4 months, and it had gone so thoroughly that he had lost track of which side of his own mind it happened on. He was not being strange. He was being a fairly ordinary man who had been running a relationship internally for a third of a year while producing almost no external evidence of it. Margaret told me afterwards that the 4 months of silence had hurt far less once she understood that they had not actually been silent. Which brings me to the third thing, and this one is physical. His body reacts before his mind will admit anything. This is not romantic language. It is how nervous systems work. When a person occupies real estate in your mind, your body responds to reminders of them before conscious thought catches up. His heart rate shifts when your name appears on a screen. He checks his phone more than he did, without a reason he could give you if you asked. His sleep changes, usually at the front end, lying awake longer than he used to. And he will not connect any of it to you. He will tell himself it is work, or his back, or the coffee. Men are frequently the last to know what they feel, not because they are hiding it, but because nobody ever taught them to read the signals their own body is sending. He is genuinely not lying to you when he says he is fine. He does not have the information yet. Now here is where it gets stranger, and this is the part I want you to really hear, because it reverses something you have probably been using as evidence. When a man feels the most, he says your name the least. Think about how backwards that is. You have been watching to see whether he mentions you to his friends, whether his sister knows about you, whether he talks about you at all. And a man who is casually enjoying someone will talk about her easily and often. She comes up. She is a good story. But the woman a man actually feels something serious about becomes the one subject he goes quiet on. He will not bring her up at the pub. He deflects when his brother asks, not because he is ashamed and not because he is hiding you, because saying it out loud makes it real, and if it is real, then it can be lost. And a man who has been raised his entire life to not need things will protect the one thing he needs by refusing to name it in front of anyone. So if you have been counting his silence about you as proof that you do not matter, you have been reading the meter backwards. Casual gets discussed, serious goes quiet, which finally brings me to the fourth thing, the one I promised you, the one that almost no man will admit. He starts measuring things against you. Not consciously, he does not sit down and decide to do it, but a woman who has taken up residence in a man's mind slowly becomes the unit he compares things to. He meets someone perfectly pleasant and finds himself noting, without wanting to, that she is not as funny as you. He hears a piece of news and his first thought is what you would have said about it. He sees something absurd in a shop and has the reaction before he remembers he cannot send it to you. You have stopped being a person he thinks about. You have become the standard he thinks with. That is a much deeper thing, and it is why these situations last for years rather than weeks. Now, I promise you that this fourth one is the one that tells you whether it is love or habit, and here is how you tell, because it is a genuine difference and you can actually see it. Both feel identical from the outside. Both produce a man who thinks about you constantly, but watch what triggers him to reach out. A man running on habit reaches for you when he is low. He surfaces when he is lonely, when he is bored, when it is late, when something has gone badly for him and he wants the comfort of a familiar person. You will notice the pattern once you look for it. He appears in the trough, never on the peak. A man who loves you reaches for you when something good happens. That is the whole test, and it is remarkably reliable. He gets a piece of news, and telling you is not an afterthought, it is part of the news. The experience does not feel complete to him until you know about it. He will interrupt a good moment to bring it to you, which is the exact opposite of a man who only surfaces when he needs something. So the next time he comes back, do not ask yourself how much he says or how sorry he sounds. Ask one question: is he arriving with something good, or is he arriving empty and hoping you will fill him? A man who brings you his good news has made you part of how he experiences his own life. A man who only appears in the dark is using you as shelter, and he will keep doing it for as long as you allow it, and he will mean no harm by it, and it will still cost you years. That is the difference between being loved and being a habit, and you can see it inside about 3 visits if you are watching for it. Let me put all 4 together, because this is what I want you to walk out with. He is ambushed by you during ordinary tasks, and he cannot stop it. He rehearses conversations with you that you will never hear, and the better they go, the less he calls. His body knows before he does, and he will blame the coffee. He goes quietest about the woman he feels the most for. And somewhere in all of that, you stopped being someone he thinks about and became the standard he measures against. None of that means he will act. I want to be honest with you about that, because I am not here to sell you a comfortable story. A man can carry a woman in his mind for a decade and never once do anything about it. Thinking about you is not the same as choosing you, and you should never build a life on the first while waiting for the second. But it does mean this: that silence you have been treating as proof that you meant nothing is not proof of anything of the kind. You were not imagining the connection. You did not invent it. It was real, and the odds are strong that it is still running quietly in a man who has never found the words for it, in a hardware store, on a Tuesday, when he was not expecting you at all. If this made something click, stay with me, because in the next video, I am going to show you what actually happens in the first 10 minutes when a man like this finally does come back, and the one thing you can say in that window that decides whether he stays this time or disappears again. I will see you there.